If you go on to enjoy the video, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing. It does really help me out a lot. And if you're into Funko Pops, I've just started a brand new channel dedicated to them. The link for that can be found in the description. And beat the random lottery that is FIFA points by buying the coins direct from u7buy.com. Use code TVM at checkout for a 5% discount, or if you're a new customer, get 8% discount. The link is down below. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is a bit of a weird one, and one that I never normally do. If an SBC card comes out and it's dynamic, so a showdown for example, or now a what if of course, and they get the upgrade, is there actually any point reviewing the upgrade? Because the SBC has expired, so either you've done it or you haven't. If you have done it, there's absolutely no need for me to tell you if he's good or not, because you already have the card. There's no need for me to tell you if he's good or not if you didn't do it, because you don't have the card. So it is a weird one. If you want to see me do more of these when an SBC comes out, say I've completed it, they get the upgrade, do you want to see the review anyway, or are you not that bothered? Let me know in the comments. But for the time being, we are going to press on, and I'm going to tell you whether the 87 is better than the 85. You'd have thought so, right? But how much better? Well, I can't, for some reason, I don't know why Footbin do this, but I can't show you or tell you the increase in stats over the previous card. I don't know why they do it, but they just overwrite the previous and they show us the 87. They should show the 85 next to the 87 so that I could compare. But I can tell you, he's got a high defensive work rate, 4-star weak foot, 3-star skills. One of those things that I wish he just had 4-star, 4-star. Does it really matter at this point? I don't think it does. He should do, but he doesn't. 79 acceleration, 82 sprint speed. Touching the 80s for acceleration, which would make... I mean, technically speaking, he is quote-unquote 80 club on the face stats, but in terms of, like, his in-game stats, lacking a little bit in the pace department. You can improve that, of course, with whatever chem style you decide to use. 98 shot power. That was banging anyway, to be fair, and I think he does score a goal in this session. 84 long shots. His passing is very good. 92 short passing, 91 long passing, 86 vision. His dribbling across the board is low to mid 80s, which is to be expected for someone of his height and speed. And then, of course, his defensive stats are generally mid 80s. His heading is 92, but everything else is in and around the low to mid 80s. And his physicals are very good. 95 strength, 92 aggression, 93 jumping. That is outrageous. The team he's in, if you watched the Pepe review earlier today, you'll know what team he's been playing in. I don't know. I mean, it's not the best team in the world, but it's not the worst team in the world. Coop Miners next to him isn't particularly great. St. Graven at left back isn't fantastic. Zanetti isn't actually that good either. So... I mean, he is, but he isn't, right? So it's not the best team in the world, but it's definitely not the worst. I will more than happily acknowledge that. More of the same from Leroy Fer, really. There's probably going to be nothing in this review that wasn't in the first review. Not in terms of, like, the gameplay. The gameplay is completely different. I did it last night when I was reviewing Pepe, so it's all fresh. It's all from the 87. But there's going to be nothing different within this. He actually pulled a muscle. The first time I noticed that, he pulled his hamstring while he crossed that ball in. And this was quite early on in the game as well. So he pulled a hamstring in the first, 20 seconds? Is he injury prone by any chance? It doesn't matter in Ultimate Team, thankfully, but if that was career mode, I would be livid. Either way, there's going to be nothing in this review that you haven't already seen from Leroy Fer in the previous. He is decent at getting forward, he's decent at staying back, he's decent at being in the midfield in general. It's one of those cards that if you didn't do it, and now you're watching this review, you might be thinking, oh, I kind of wish I had done it because of the foundation cards and the Robben and Kleiber and all the rest of it. Maybe you did Malin. You know, there are reasons why you should have done it. But it's not going to be one of those SBCs that you sit there and think for ages, God, I wish I'd done that. And I have one of those this year. Only one. This is the goal. Nice finish from him. Burst from the midfield. Nice touch to get into the penalty area, wasn't overdone. His ball control is only 86, so a little bit surprising that he didn't overhit it with his first touch, because that seems to be a very FIFA 21 thing. But yeah, he did all right in the end. The SBC that I most regret not doing, by the way, and all of you will be like, well, he's crap anyway, but Adama Traore, I honestly do regret not doing Adama Traore's freeze card. So many different times I would have benefited from having that freeze card in my team. So, yeah, there is that. But we can't have everything. And I think that's what it's going to come down for Leroy Fer. He's one of those, I regret, I think one of those for a lot of people, I regret not doing it. But at the same time, it's not the end of the world, because that's exactly how I feel about Adama. I've got the loan, so I can use him in friendlies, but in terms of competitive, yeah, would have been nice to have him. Is it the end of the world? Absolutely not. He's good, Leroy Fer. I mean, box-to-box wise, okay, probably not ideal. You could possibly have a better player there, but he can do a little bit of everything. You know, his passing is very good, regardless of whether you're raking it 70 yards or you're playing a very short pass. It doesn't matter. He is very, very good at doing the simple stuff and the complex stuff in terms of passing. The physicals are really nice. It's going to be almost impossible to knock him off the ball, and that's what I really like about him. And he has a fair few assists for me. One of those things that I really like about him is that he makes those runs from deep. Now, he doesn't have the work rates that would, I would say, make him a little bit better. High work rates for this type of card would definitely make him better. As you can see there, he can't do everything. I mean, he could do most things, but he can't do everything well because his long shots weren't particularly great. But I thought I'd just throw that in there just to show you that he is human, and I'm not being completely biased. He does get some things wrong. But, yeah, in terms of whether you should have done it or not, I think a lot of people who did do it won't regret doing it at all, and now that they've got the upgrade, it just makes him that little bit better. The problem with that, of course, is the 85 was still in and around that rating where you could take him into managerial masterpiece if you really wanted to. Maybe some of the other objectives or game modes that are restricted by rating that may or may not come out in the future. Probably not. Who knows? That is now gone. You know, an 87 rated card is going to take up a large chunk of the rating. So are you really going to want to play a CDM or a box-to-box midfielder in that position and take up that much of a rating? Probably not. You know, you're going to want to put in your 87 rated Depay striker or something like that. You know, you're going to want to be able to use that type of player who's going to score you a goal rather than that type of player in the midfield who's going to try and stop things from getting past him. If you use him as a box-to-box, you won't be disappointed. If you use him as a CDM, you're definitely not going to be disappointed. Not ideal in terms of the jockey. I still feel like he's a little bit sluggish on that jockey. It's down to the balance and the acceleration and the fact that he is 6'2" with 82 agility. You're always going to get that regardless of whatever chem style you put on him. Unfortunately, that's just the way the game is. But in terms of everything else, he can pass as good as anybody else. His shooting isn't great, but it's definitely not terrible. Makes those really good runs if you command him to do so with the right stick after passing, or you tell him to do so with L1 or LB. I just like the card, and I think for what was 80,000 coins, it's bang on value. Now that he's got his upgrade as well, even better. And he links into those Dutch League teams that you can build for fun quite easily. Let me know whether you want to see more of this type of thing with SBC cards that have been and gone, whether they're much better than the 85, or they're much better than their previous version, rather. They're obviously 85 in this case with Leroy Fer. If you have enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and until the next time, goodbye.